Hello, RLC. This is Pastor Greg coming to you from right here in the church. Just wanted to give you a quick note of a few things that are taking place. As most of you know, we have already heard from our president and from others in leadership that they are requesting that we try to limit as far as coming together in groups down to around 10 or less. And so with this being a request at present time, we are going to go right ahead and ask that Wednesday night services as well as Sunday morning services we will cancel. During that time, we are going to do our very best, myself along with our board and our trustees, along with our elders and definitely with my staff. We're going to be totally contacting you, letting you know what's going on from our perspective as a church and checking in on you to see how everything is going. I want to give to you just a little bit, if I may. I know that, again, that all of us are just basically living from day to day, week to week, to see what will basically be coming next, what we will be facing, not just as a church ourselves, not just as individuals alone, but literally the world is facing the very same thing. I like what the Word tells us in 1 John 14:27. It says, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you, not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid." And I want to encourage you to understand that when the Lord gives that word to us, when He encourages us with that word, He really does want us to have peace in our heart. I know at times like this, it's easy to be in panic mode. It's easy to run frantic because of what you're hearing, not only on the news, but no doubt from things that you have been reading on the internet, and also just from what you gather from friends around about. But I want to encourage you to trust in the Lord. I want to encourage you to lean heavy upon His word, stand on His promises. I know that history tells us that in every generation there comes a time when leaders must come forth to meet the needs of the hour. And at this time, there's no different. We have a great job in front of us. I believe it's the greatest time that the church has had, because it is time for us to rise and shine and be there for those that not only are wondering about what's taking place around about them, but a great opportunity to tell others about the peace of Jesus Christ. One thing about it, the Lord will give you a peace, not like the world gives, but He gives an abundant peace. And a lot of people are running scared right now. A lot of people are very afraid of what tomorrow holds, but I still know who holds tomorrow. And I want to encourage you to understand that, again, that the same God that you served last year, last week, last month, even yesterday, is the same God you're serving today. He has our back, and we must put our faith and confidence in Him. The Word tells us that every man, woman, boy, and girl is given a measure of faith. Faith doesn't grow without adversity. And guarantee you, if you've ever had any time for your faith to grow, it's going to be now. So hold fast to His unchanging hand. We must continue on, even when discouraged, for where there is no faith in the future, there's no power in the present. And we have definitely got to hold on to our faith in God. I was looking at some things here the other day, and I thought it was interesting. Socrates one time had an individual come to him and was asking him a series of questions, and then he began to tell him about an individual that had said some things to him, and they were very negative and just sort of out there. Finally, Socrates just stopped him and said, "I want to ask you just three things before you continue on." He said, "I want to ask you, are you absolutely sure that the story you're about to tell me is even true?" He said, "Second of all, is what you are about to share good in any way, shape, or form?" And he said, and then the third thing, last but not least, is anything about the story you're wanting to share with me even going to be useful in my life or in my future? About that time, that gentleman had to think about what Socrates told him, and he sort of scratched his head and then turned and walked away. I think sometimes we have to understand that if we just hold on to everything that we hear and that everybody is telling us, it's going to bring on discouragement. It will bring on the panic mode. We have got to do our best to keep the peace of God in our heart, in our life, and focus on the good things. We have to focus on what is going to be, again, not only what the Lord wants us to focus on, which is His Word, but we got to focus on Him. Don't keep looking at the circumstances round about you. I know that I realize the situation at hand has a lot of questions. When we woke up this morning, our God wasn't caught off guard. He already knows what's on the way. He already knows what's coming our direction. And so again, He's not sweating over the small stuff. We must put our trust and confidence in Him. I want to encourage you as a church, as a body of believers. You know, again, Passover is coming up. Resurrection Sunday is right around the corner. What a great time for us to bind together as the body of Christ and ask the Lord to stay the plague. Ask God to stay this virus that has been trying to sweep through the world and even through our land here in the United States. Let's bind together. Let's encourage one another. Let's be there for each other, and let's definitely have one another's back in prayer. And like the Word says, in all things, let's still give Him thanks. As I close today, that again, thank you for your patience. Thank you for understanding. We will be in touch with all of our families, and those that have questions, feel free to give us a call. We are there for you, and we will continually pray together, asking God's best over each and every one of us. Until we talk with you again, the Lord bless, and we will see you soon.